Hey y'all, God be praised. I see more and more of us stepping up to share truth and share the good news, the gospel, and live out the word that says, I am not ashamed of the gospel, right? One of my life verses, actually the main one on my Facebook profile. So anyway, it's Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day, and hence my red, and all that gear. But, I've heard so many, frankly, there's been a lot of opinions going around about Charlie, and I was affected, I really grieved the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And during my devotional time, God showed me some things about the first martyr, Stephen, in the Bible, which you could read for yourself in Acts, starting in Acts number 6. And Stephen was pretty amazing, and it reminds me a lot about what Charlie Kirk actually went through. It's almost like a play-by-play, actually. So it talks about how Acts 6, Acts 6:8 says, God gave Stephen the power to work great miracles and wonders among the people. But some men from Cyrene and Alexandria were members of a group who called themselves freemen. They started arguing with Stephen. Some others from Cilicia and Asia also argued with him, but they were no match for Stephen, who spoke with the great wisdom that the Spirit gave him. So they talked some men into saying, we heard Stephen say terrible things against Moses and God. They turned the people and their leaders and the teachers of the law of Moses against Stephen. Then they all grabbed him and dragged him in front of the council. And this just sounds like how a lot of people didn't like to hear what Stephen had to say. A lot of people didn't like to hear what Charlie had to say. They were speaking gospel, they were speaking truth, and so people wanted to argue with Stephen. Even back then, people were arguing with Stephen, but I love how it says that they were no match for Stephen. So clearly he argued back, and they were no match for him, because he spoke with the great wisdom that the Holy Spirit gave him. So I hope that blesses you. I just wanted to be brief about it. There's so much richness in Acts, the whole book of Acts. But if you want to read about the first martyr, Stephen, you'll be amazed how his story lines up so much with what Charlie went through, and how he was also martyred for telling the truth and calling people out. And they didn't like that, but that's what a Christian martyr looks like. So don't be afraid to argue the truth, and obviously do it in the power of the Holy Spirit. And don't be afraid to be like Stephen. Don't be afraid to be like Charlie. Love you guys.